Hello again. This is like my fourth time recording this video because each time I go to record it, someone calls and bounce the recording out. So, okay, here we go. So, today we're going to be looking at my mortgage, and I'm going to demonstrate how I'm going to use the velocity banking chunking to pay my mortgage off, right? So up here is the particulars, the loan amount, the interest rate. Okay. The loan amount, the interest rate, the term, the payments, when it started. Over here is my payment, which is this payment is just principal and interest. And how many payments, how many actual payments, years saved, 5 years, and um all that money saved and stuff because I put some chunking amounts there. So basically, I got this calculator off Google, and I added the LTV cell to the calculator so I could track when I get to 80%, because 80% is when 80% is when the PMI gets dropped off the mortgage. So basically, I have a couple goals. First goal is to pay off my cars, which I have the checks, the money to do it. I was just waiting for the pandemic to see what's going on. I didn't want to spend all my money and then get stuck if something is happening. Second goal is to get rid of the PMI off my house and recoup that cash flow, which is $255 a month. Um, Third thing is to probably try to get a HELOC. Third, and then fourth, just use that HELOC to pay my student loans off. Then do velocity banking on the money that I use to pay my student loan and pay my HELOC off back, and then start chunking on my house until I wipe the mortgage out completely. And then after that, I want to start real estate investing. So let me go over what I want to do and the steps I'm going to take. So the first step, pay off both my two cars. Second step is to get to 20% on my mortgage because I want to get rid of the PMI. Third step is to get a HELOC. Hopefully my credit and stuff is good by that time. I'll get a HELOC, and then all the money from the HELOC. Fourth step is to pay off my student loans. So I'll be debt free except my mortgage. Then the fifth step is to come back to my mortgage, pay that off. Then the sixth step is to use the equity in my primary house to get other single family properties and slowly start to become a real estate investor. So that is the path I want to go on. And it starts right now and right here. So, okay. For all of so I got the house in 2019. I started paying in 2019. So jump to 2021. That's when January 2021. Hopefully I live to see that time. And then we're gonna put 0. to, I know this is slow. I really want to learn how to edit my videos, guys. But that Adobe Pro Cut thingy is just mad expensive. So I don't know if I want to buy that thing for $20 a month subscription. I need it for a long. So on the MacBooks they have it built in. I guess I'm gonna try that. So anyway, I have a personal. My debt weapon is a personal line of credit. It's $15,000. I have credit cards that I could use too, but I don't like using the credit cards because it's too much steps to get the money. My credit card doesn't have a balance transfer feature on it. I have a Citibank Costco credit card, and they don't allow balance transfers. So forget that. I can't do a balance transfer. And in essence, it's too expensive because they start charging you interest immediately, and then they charge you a balance transfer fee. So to use my credit card is an expensive way. So I rather just use the personal line of credit. So I'm gonna chunk $15,000 in January 2021. It could be sooner. It depends on how fast I pay off these cars. It could be as soon as September or October. Depends on how fast I pay off these cars. So $15,000, that includes the principal and interest payment, and then the taxes, insurance, and the rest. I'm just gonna add it to the 15,000, if you know what I mean, like, because my payments is over 2,000. So I'm just gonna take the rest out of my money and just add it, because we're just dealing with the principal and interest in this. That's how amortization calculator is calculated. They don't put the tax, insurance, and PMI. They only deal with the principal and the interest. That's it. Okay, so I'm gonna do that chunk in January, and then that's gonna take me to 92.2% loan to value, and then my goal is to be at 80. So by the third chunk I'm gonna be at 80, and that's by September of 2021. I'm gonna be at 80% loan to value. Now when you want to cancel the PMI on a conventional mortgage, I think for Wells Fargo you have to meet some criteria. I think you cannot be late in a 12-month period, and you have to have the mortgage for like 2 years or whatever, something like that. I don't know, something like that. But as I said, I'm gonna be calling them to ask when I get to 80% LTV. So this calculator is really accurate, because when I look on my statements, my LTV that's on this calculator is the same that's on the statement. So this calculator is pretty accurate. But so I'll print this out. I'll put this on my wall to remember where I am and what I want to do. So as soon as I get to 80%, I'm gonna stop chunking on the house. I'm gonna go and see if I could get a HELOC, and then I'm gonna jump over to my student loans and chunk on those, because when I got out of school, my student loans was at 57,000, and right now it's at 64,000. So $8,000 in interest got added, and I just don't want to throw money away like that. So I'm gonna start chunking, because I wasn't making any payments on my student loans because I was making no money. So I always was paying $0. But now it makes sense to chunk on my student loans to reduce my DTI. I'll see what works, because after I get to 80%, I'll see if I could get a HELOC, or if I can't, I'll I'll see what works. I don't know what will work, but anyway, this is one calculator that I use. Second calculator is after this chunk, you want to determine after this $15,000 chunk, because Denzel has a rule that you put 66%, but because I have good cash flow and I decide that I'm gonna put all of it because I'm gonna able to basically zero out the line of credit in a month and 2 weeks, literally a month and 2 weeks. I'm gonna zero out the line of credit because I make that much money and that much money, a little bit over, a little bit under the line of credit, so I'm able to zero it out in a month and 2 weeks. So I'm gonna show you the calculator that shows you how I'm planning to zero it out. So okay, this is a calculator that I got from Denzel, and let me see where it is. This is mine. Okay. Okay, where is it? I named it yesterday. Okay. So here we are. Right? So this is 2021. So I just renamed it to 2021. Right? The tab here. So basically in January 2021, you have to look at your calendar and see when you're gonna be getting paid. For those of us who have steady income, a steady job, we know God's willing that we're gonna be in the job in 2021 in a couple months, and the world probably won't come to an end, but let's hope and pray. So in 2021, for those of you, we're gonna get paid 3 times in January. Everybody, some of us will get paid 4 times. Some of us will get paid, depends on if you work every 2 weeks or every week. Get paid every 2 weeks or you get paid bi-weekly. We're gonna get paid 3 times in January. So January we're gonna get paid 3 times. So these are the incomes, right? These are the incomes. So total in January, income coming in would be 15,433.80.98, right? So these would be the chunk. That's the chunk, right? That's a $15,000 chunk that I'm gonna chunk on the 15 to the mortgage, right? And this is my expenses. So my expenses is 1716.16 times 3. So I just add them up and divide it by 3. So because I get paid January 1st, I'm gonna have positive amount in my account, right? And then I'm gonna chunk, and then I'm gonna chunk and I'm gonna get paid again. So this is the amount that I'll have on the personal line of credit, the balance. Then my expenses is gonna come out, and then this is gonna be the balance on the line of credit. See, it went back up. Then I have expenses again. Then it went up back to 9,000. Then I got paid again. It went back down to 4,000. And for the whole month of January, I'm gonna spend around 20,000, and I'm gonna put 15.5 in, and this is gonna be the balance brought forward on my HELOC. Now this is gonna carry over into February. I have to fix this calculator. So this is gonna carry over into February. It says January, but it's February. So it's gonna carry over, and then I'm gonna get paid February 12th, and then my HELOC is gonna be done. So that took me a month and 2 weeks to zero out my HELOC. Now, In January, we're gonna have a temporary cash flow increase because most of us, I'm gonna get paid 3 times. We're gonna get paid 3 times. So yes. So then come February 15, I'm gonna chunk again, right? And it's rinse and repeat. You get paid, expenses out, income in, expenses out, income in, and this calculator calculates for you how it's gonna work. So basically, over here we're gonna be getting the max, the daily interest it's gonna charge. So instead of going on the board as Denzel likes to do it and doing the math, this spreadsheet was created for him, for so for those of us who like using the spreadsheet could just use it. I don't know why I don't know why this is doing doing that. So 5144.66, and I have to do it in January with them. So zero, no, zero, zero, zero. I just want to show you guys the interest because, all right, so I don't even know why it says value. I can I have to fix this calculator. So basically it's gonna show the interest that you're gonna be paying, right? Every month, every day. So basically you're gonna be paying that interest every day, and then at the end it's supposed to calculate how much interest you pay for the whole month, and you could see it all. This is a good way to track your chunk, to see when you're gonna be when your chunk is gonna go down to zero. Okay, so let me take you over to another calculator that I use to show you the amount of money you save. Okay, so here we are. This is another calculator someone created for Denzel. So I want a chunk, right? I want a chunk. See, I put the chunks in already. And by the time I do all those chunks, look how much interest I saved. Then this is the saving, the number of payments saved, the year saved, the interest saved, the amount of payments I saved by just doing how many chunks? I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not even gonna do 5 chunks because I just need to get to 80%. Once I get to 80%, I'm gonna stop chunking on the mortgage and I'm gonna chunk on my student loans. So I figured this out, guys, how to do the LTV. So I'm gonna delete that, do equal loan amount divided by appraised value, which I hope my house appraises for more money because I'm putting in an AC and I'm gonna do some sweat equity, and I'm gonna do over the roof. So I hope it appraises for more. So anyway, let me see if this works because and if I don't get that thing, I'm just gonna, what's it called? I'm just gonna, I'm starting my IBC policy anyway. So whatever. Let me see, control C. Control C. Control C. Copy. Copy. Mm. Okay, great. So it works. Copy. Paste. Okay, there we go. There we go. So, okay, so I'm at 80% right here. When what year is this? This is February, um, August 2021. So I'm not. I'm just gonna three chunks, right? And I'm gonna zero that three chunks, and I'll get to 80% by the 21 payments. I'll get to 80%. But if I just stop there, guys, I saved 8 years off the mortgage. 8 years, dude, by doing three chunks, by doing 64,000 in early payments, right? I mean, like seriously, effective. My effective interest rate. I have another calculator that shows you your effective interest rate, and my effective interest rate is like literally 1% based on how I plan to chunk. So this is the calculator that shows you how much money you're. I like this one because this is cool, man. That shows you the amount of money that you're gonna save. Like, are you serious? This is madness. Okay, so I was looking on another YouTuber, because the thing is, you have to know this information before you go all over the place looking at everybody. You have to develop it in yourself. So you're looking at another YouTuber, you're like, oh, let me just use his tool to enhance what I know. You gotta know what you know. You don't need to go all over the place, blah blah blah. You need to use their other tools to enhance what you know. So okay, this YouTuber created another spreadsheet, and I asked him for it, right? And I was like, could you send me this sheet? So basically, you on this page you do the input, you do the original balance, the current balance, original, current, um, interest, term, and payment. Right? You use whatever your debt weapon is, which mine is 15,000. Interest rate. Use your income and expenses. So that's the income. That's the expenses. I think. I don't know. I don't know how. Oh, I have to add my credit card minimum payments in there. Yeah, my credit card minimum payments is 200. So it's 2, 9, 9, 10. So let's say $5,000, because so that's my monthly expenses. So when I do all of that, look, this calculator, this dude spent some time. I like this calculator, but he has it locked, as you could see there. They're locked, so you can't edit. This is the only part you could edit, the input. So basically, he gives you the results like down to the day. He says, I'll be done paying off my mortgage June Thursday, June 16, 2026. 1,993 days and 5.5 years. And he breaks it down, the money you save, the accelerated interest, and the interest you saved. Now, the thing is, I like this calculator because it shows you, it takes into account the amount. So, all right, I'm gonna put a higher chunk amount there and watch these numbers over here where the money saved. Watch them how they're gonna change. Okay. So okay, I'm gonna put a higher chunk amount. Let's say I'm gonna put 30,000, double, right? You see the interest saved. So 138. So you see it didn't change that. That's why I'm saying based on your income, it's not. It's you have to. So okay, 15,000. Obviously, less interest saved. You pay this is the interest you pay. You have to pay this interest. This is the interest you paid. So the higher, I think the higher the chunk amount, which is 30,000, the more interest you're gonna pay because it's the chunk amount is relative to your cash flow. So if you take longer to pay off the chunk, you're gonna pay more interest on the even though it's less than what you paid on the house. It does go up. This interest saves go up, but you end up paying more interest on the debt weapon that you have. And you don't want to pay more interest. You want to pay as little interest as possible. That's the whole idea, right? So I will stick to 15,000. 15,000 seems good for my income. Now, if your income goes up, if you handle bigger chunks, then you do bigger chunks. 15,000 is good for me. Every 2 months, $15,000. That's good. Cause if you do everything change 30,000, obviously you pay off. The timeline doesn't really change. You still pay off the house in 5.5 years. If you do 40,000, um, why is the years not changing? But anyway, the days change. So yeah, it changed right there. So 2026 and 15,000 gets you to 2026. How the frig is it not changing? 30,000. I don't understand what the hell is going on. But anyway, why it's not changing? But these numbers are changing. If you watch it, these numbers are changing. Now this one I could give somebody asked me I could send it to you because this dude, I don't know. I could send this one to you. But the Denzel one, you're gonna have to join his program to get that. I'm not gonna just send that to other people because I had to buy it and I don't think he'll like that. So I'm not gonna do that. So anyway, you go over here to the daily amortization. So basically, this gives you a breakdown of your whole mortgage, right? And what it does, the cool thing, it's more powerful if I could unlock this thing. I gotta watch some YouTube videos on how to unlock it so I could manipulate it here. Like I could put expenses. And so basically, what is it doing? It's taking your income, total income, and it's dividing it into two because you get paid every 2 weeks. So and then it's taking the chunk, which is right here, the chunk right here, and it's showing the daily interest rate on it, daily interest rate, and it's showing you based on the chunks. So this one is really good. I like this one, but I just don't like how it's locked. So basically, it's showing you your payment, how much is going to principal, interest, and how much is going to principal. the line of credit balance, the daily interest, right? So basically, each time it calculates. So it just, the only, it's very good, but I just don't like the fact that I can't edit it. But I'm gonna figure out. But I tried to figure out how, but there's a password that the dude put on it, so I don't even know that password. So I'm stuck. So anybody that could help me to get around what that password is, I know. I'll research on how to unlock this Excel sheet, but he put a password on there, so I don't know. And then here, he gives you an amortization calculator for your whole mortgage. And if you were to pay everything like clockwork, you'd pay off this mortgage in 2047. Let me see when I got the mortgage. 2019. Let's say 2020. 2020 minus 2047. That would be 27 years because I put 5% down. So there you have it, guys. I hope this helped. And feel free to ask questions below this video. I'll try my best to answer. But yeah, have a blessed afternoon, guys. Bye.